A hard-fought victory away at Ellen Road and a lunchtime kickoff off the back of a difficult Champions League away game. Was this the first time we saw our left-wing dynamics really click into place? Welcome to Nick's COYS Corner. Before we start, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to receive notifications. Well, that's nice, isn't it? A victory before an international break. Yes! A solid away performance without being spectacular. A fantastic result given we'd played away in the Champions League midweek. Ellen Road can be a really tough place to go, especially when the crowd are up, and they certainly were in this match. And it was a physical game as well, and we had to show real mental strength and physicality to come through it. 3 wins and a draw from our 4 away league matches means we've got really good away form. If we can get our home form matching up to that, we'll be absolutely flying. So team selection, I was pretty happy with the lineup. I think the only area really I wasn't 100% convinced was the pivot of Bentancur and Polina. But the rest of the team, I was really excited to see Xavi, Kudus and Odobert all playing behind the striker. Nice to see Tel get a chance, especially with Richarlison not exactly performing brilliantly at the moment. And once again, really good rotation from Thomas Frank, I thought. He's been really solid with his rotation. And whilst there were 5 changes, I believe, from the Bodo match, we didn't seem disjointed. It all seemed to flow okay. And credit continues to go to Frank for the way he's rotating our squad, because I think he's doing a really good job in this area. And it's really helping us get points. So I thought Leeds started the match really well in the first few minutes. The crowd was really up for it. They were loud. They tried to put a lot of pressure on us. There was that one early cross of Vicario, just didn't get anywhere near it, and they nearly scored from that. And Okafor caused us problems early on, and he continued to cause us problems throughout the match. He was really good for them, probably a standout player. But I thought we settled, and then we started to look quite dangerous and show some signs of quality. Good rotation and a lot more fluid in attack, as we'll go to in a second in some of the clips. Our left-hand side looked a lot more fluid. Odobert, Udogie and Xavi had some really nice positional rotations going. They linked up really well. And even though a lot of our build-up during the game was still in wide areas, I feel like the wide areas themselves had more rotation to it, had more fluidity to it, and there was a lot more associative play, particularly down that left-hand side, with Kudus always a threat, even on his own on the right. So with the left-hand side, like I said, the movement and the rotations was excellent, and it just created a whole new dynamic for us that really has been missing most of the season. So as we can see here, we've got Udogie, Odobert wide and Xavi inside. Now what I love about this particular clip is the fact that Udogie is inside, playing it out to Odobert, and we've got a triangle where 2 players, Xavi and Udogie, are on the inside. And generally this kind of triangle shape is much better than what we've been creating most of the season, which is where we have 2 down the line and 1 inside. The reason for that is you just get way more passing options and a lot more angles to play out. So as Udogie comes wide here from inside, he's able to pass the ball out to Odobert. Xavi just holds his position inside and he's drawing players towards him. And the next clip, you can see Udogie make that overlapping run from having come from the inside and round. And Odobert is able to feed him. He holds onto the ball really nicely. Odobert draws defenders and then feeds him on the overlap. Xavi just holds his position, and Udogie gets down the line, puts a cross goal. Nothing comes of it, but it's a really nice fluid move and a real sign of intent. And more of that was to come later in the match. Here's another example here of Xavi influencing play and the fluidity in our movement. So Van der Ven gets the ball deep. Xavi comes from a higher position. He drops right in, much in the way James Maddison has for us in the past. Drops in, receives the ball with Van der Ven, plays a couple of passes back and forth, ends up drawing several Leeds players towards him. And then what I love about this is once he plays the ball back to Van der Ven and it starts to get circulated across the pitch, he doesn't stand still. He makes a darting run diagonally across the pitch towards the right-hand side. And you can see he ends up going right across here and ends up in this space. Now, he doesn't actually get the ball and the move breaks down. But what's brilliant about it is it's dynamic. He doesn't just play the ball and slowly move back into his set position. He makes a darting run and he creates space. Now, if that ball was to come through to him, look at the space he's created for himself by being explosive and making a little movement across that 20-30 yards and leaving defenders behind him and midfielders behind him. He has created that space by not just standing still after the ball's gone. Another example here of the left-hand side dynamics really working well. You can see Odobert's actually drifted right inside here next to Tel. And Xavi's in that inside left position that he really likes to take up. Udogie's flying on the overlap. Xavi takes a lovely couple of touches inside and then feeds Udogie through the gap. Beautiful pass. And then Udogie cuts it back. And again, nothing comes of it. But the dynamic is there. The rotation positionally is there. You can see Odobert's in that position here. And Xavi's just dropped off. So real fluidity about us. And again here, Xavi picks the ball up inside left. Udogie's on the outside of him here, and Odobert is just out of picture on the left. You'll see him now. And there's the triangle again. Now, this is more of a typical triangle we've seen this season where there's two down the line and one inside, but it's okay if that's happening at times. What you want is a triangle that kind of rotates constantly to draw defenders out and move them round. But Xavi uses Odobert and Udogie's positions to drive into the box. Goes down a bit too easy. I would have liked to see him get a shot away here, really. So really nice dynamics, as you can see, on that left-hand side in the first half. And it continued in the second half, and we'll get to that shortly. Now, I really enjoyed the first goal we scored. And I love the way we moved the ball when we won it. First shot here, you can see us pressing, not super high, but we've forced them to go long with good positioning. Bentancur's actually pushed right up here from midfield. And the ball goes long from Leeds. Goes over the top. Porro wins his header here. And then it comes down, and Bentancur's just out of shot, and he's going to come into shot here from the left-hand side. And he's going to anticipate really well, nick the ball off of Leeds, and then feed the ball quickly to Kudus, who plays the ball first time into Tel, who's made a really nice run. Tel receives it off Kudus, and then Tel makes a yard and gets a quick shot away. Really nice strike, and yes, it deflects, but he makes his own luck because he gets a nice strike away, loops up, goes in, and if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the lottery, as they say. So really enjoyed the goal, really enjoyed the way we moved it quickly when we won the ball here. We were a bit sloppy at times in the first half. Bentancur, for example, got caught with a really bad bit of play on the edge of our box, so we didn't anticipate, and nearly led to them scoring. And I think we really need to work on controlling matches and minimising silly errors and cheap giveaways that give teams chances against us. That said, we should have made it 2-0. Another bit of lovely play down our left-hand side. And once again, you've got this triangle here of Odobert, Xavi and Udogie. Udogie feeds the ball from an inside position out wide to Odobert, who's under pressure, but he does really well to hold off his man. Comes back towards our goal. Doesn't panic. Plays a lovely little swivel with his body. And then you can see the triangle again at play. Now Xavi's rotated. He's come into the left wing position. Odobert's in the left back position. Udogie's gone inside and made a run. And he keeps going. Brilliant movement from Udogie, who had another really good match. And then it ends up here with Odobert playing the ball down the line. Really lovely pass into Udogie down that left-hand side. He then squares the ball to Kudus, who should have done better. Udogie possibly could have gone himself, but he picked Kudus out really nicely, and that should have been 2-0. Again, lovely play down our left-hand side. Really nice rotations and movements, and lovely play from Odobert as well, who I thought had a decent match. Now, we didn't dominate possession, but we always looked threatening, I felt, in this first half. And that made the equaliser even more annoying because they weren't really doing much at this point, and it just felt like a really cheap goal to give away. Now, the ball comes in from the right-hand side. I think Romero's a little bit slow to read Calvert-Lewin's run across him, and ends up with Calvert-Lewin doing really well. To his credit, he lays the ball off nicely for, I think it's Aronson. He picks the ball up. Now, he hits that shot. It deflects. I think it might even deflect a couple of times and bounces up on Vicario, who I think makes a bit of a hash of it, and there seems to be split opinions on this. Very much I've seen on the forums that people saying it's poor from the goalkeeper, or he's really unlucky because of the deflection. I tend to think that it's poor goalkeeping, and I know he has to react late, and I know it's not easy, but I just feel that when the ball bounces up and he gets into this position, he should be able then to palm it away strongly, and I feel like he mucks it up and it ends up kind of double bouncing off of him and going straight to Okafor. Coming back to this shot here, Udogie was a little bit slow to react as well, but often strikers and attackers will always have the advantage facing goal in these kind of scenarios. But I would like to see Udogie react a little bit quicker. But yeah, I felt Vicario could have done better. Love to know what you think on this goal, because it is quite split. Do you think Vicario could have done anything better? Did he make a mistake here? Or do you think he was really unlucky with deflection? Let me know in the comments below. Game was really physical, and I thought we did really well to handle this and match up to it. Even some of the more lightweight players kept putting a shift in, kept working, kept trying to get stuck in. And it really helps to have physical midfielders like Polina, like Bentancur in games like this, because they won't be bullied at least. And we weren't bullied, and I was really happy about that. We really fought for each other in this match, and that really pleases me. Second half started pretty well. We showed good intent to try and get the lead again. And we should have done better with a couple of attacks, I thought. Leeds had a couple of chances off the back of wasted counters by us. But I thought we looked like we were going to score. And if we kept going, we would find the goal. And we did. And the second goal just summed up Mohammed Kudus and his relentless nature. The ball down the line, over the top from Porro. Doesn't quite work out. Kudus really is just chasing it. But what he does is he reads the play really well. The left back's got himself into a terrible position and his body shape's completely wrong. Kudus reads that, and Kudus knows he's in trouble, and he anticipates, he moves inside and he robs him very, very quickly. Takes the ball in his stride, cuts inside into areas I'd like to see him get into more often, because I think he can get more goals if we can get into this kind of position. Then cuts in, and then you think, okay, is he going to bend the ball to the far post? That's the finish you'd typically see from a left footer in this kind of position. But what he does is really clever. It's the Mbappe finish. Xavi Simons also likes this from the other side. He pulls the ball back to the near post. And yes, there is a deflection, but I think, having watched it back, whilst it deflects, it's still going in that direction anyway before the deflection. And the keeper is wrong-footed by the position of the shot, not necessarily the deflection for me. So the fact he's pulled it back across rather than going to the far post catches the goalkeeper out. Beautiful goal from Kudus. Once again, brilliant from him. And I look forward to him scoring more goals, because he's got more goals in his locker. There was some decent play after we got that second goal. We did keep pushing initially for that third goal that would kill the game off. And there were some nice moments, nice attacks. We didn't quite get the pass right, get the decision right. A few balls across goal we didn't make the most of from Udogie. Again, more good play down the left. And then there was this really nice move here that I just thought showed those left-hand side dynamics once again. So Van der Ven has the ball here, plays the ball long, and he goes past Udogie into Odobert, who comes towards the ball. Odobert does really well again to hold off his man. And you can see that triangle at play again. There's Udogie, Xavi and Odobert. Xavi makes a lovely run off the ball, and Odobert plays a lovely pass round the corner under pressure to set Xavi away. Again, there's that triangle, that left-hand side. Xavi then cuts inside, and he should feed Tell early. And I've seen him play this exact pass for Openda at Leipzig several times. I'm really surprised he didn't play it. I'm wondering whether he either thought he was offside, or if he's just kind of getting used to the speed of the Premier League and not quite getting his brain to think quick enough yet. But it will come, because this is the kind of pass that he normally is very, very good at. He still makes something of it, obviously comes back, and this is where he played that beautiful scoop pass. That's the kind of flair that I want to see from a Tottenham team. So, but just an example, they're a little bit better in our decision making. We could have killed the game off. A little bit frustrated then at the way we sat off in the last 20 minutes, particularly because we did look a threat. The catalyst for this, I think, was taking Xavi off. I think that kind of gave us the mentality we were going to sit in and try and defend what we had. To be fair, perhaps the fatigue from midweek playing the Champions League started to take its toll, and Frank may have felt, you know what, we just need to try and dig in here and grind this out now. And that's fair enough. That could well be the case. But I would like to see us just try and use the ball a bit better and keep possession better to see games out, not just do the work without the ball to try and see the game out. I think that's something we could really improve. So I'd like to see that more in the future. I thought we maybe could have used Bergval's energy off the bench, maybe used Gray as well, but again, probably nitpicking because we did well enough to see the game out in the end. Going to the back five made me a bit nervous. I generally don't like it when teams do this. It's just a personal thing. You know, I know plenty of teams do it and they get their points, but I've seen a lot of occasions where teams throw things away because they change their structure late in the game and they go really defensive and kind of just concede all the territory. That's just a personal thing, like I said. Kudus, man of the match for me. Unbelievable. He just terrorises the opposition from the first whistle to the last, and he fully deserved his goal, and I expect more goals from him. And if he can work on his finishing, getting into those positions more and getting his head up earlier and releasing the ball quicker, he will be completely unstoppable because he has got a world-class level in him if he can take that next step. I think he can do it. I really hope he does because he's magic to watch. It's the kind of Spurs player you just want to see. Gets you off your feet. I love him. He reminds me of Dembele in the way he holds people off and just, he can have like 3 players around him and still hold on to the ball. It's just brilliant to watch. Thought Destiny was really positive again down the left-hand side, constantly drove forward, linked really nicely with Odobert and Xavi, and he could and should have had an assist for Kudus in this match, so he picked him out with a nice final ball, and he put a couple of cross goal as well, which he deserved better from. So great to see him getting back to his top form. Xavi made a big difference to us in the middle. Still not quite at his best levels, but you can see the difference he makes to us creatively when he's in that central area. No surprise we look more fluid with him playing there. But aside from that terrible Rabona, just use your left foot. That scooped pass that I mentioned was just, that is the kind of stuff I want to see in a football match, and it was beautiful. It's such a shame Porro couldn't hit that cross goal because it would have been unbelievable. He's definitely starting to settle Xavi, and I think the more games he plays, the quicker he'll get there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. So happy for Matisse Tel to get his goal because he's had a tough time and he did well to create separation, and like I said, he earned his luck there by getting that shot away, and he's such a good ball striker. I'm not sure Richarlison would have got a shot away in that position, I have to say. And Matisse was also really unlucky not to get a second goal with that header off the bar as well. So big credit to him, and I hope he can take some confidence from this and really start to develop his game. Overall, a really good win at an away ground that's really tough, and I think some of our rivals will drop points there. So can't be underestimated. This is a good 3 points for us. Still lots for us to work on. We've got to try and keep possession better. That was the first home game Leeds have actually had more of the ball than their opponent. But I do think it was skewed slightly by the last 15-20 minutes where we sat off. It was a bit closer to possession before that. I think I'd like to see us, as I said, kill games off with the ball, not just without it, but these things can come in time. Really promising to see our left flank look so much more dynamic and dangerous. And overall, a great victory away from home, showing really good resilience once again. International break now. When we come back, it's Villa at home. Typically, they've just started to pick up form, so it's going to be a tough match, and we really need to get a win to get our home form going. If we can match our away form, we're really going to be flying. Let me know what you thought about the Leeds match. How much better can Kudus get? And did you enjoy the left-hand dynamics in this match? They looked so much better to me, and I'd love to know what you thought about it. Let me know in the comments below. Just a quick heads up, I'll be releasing a very special video during the international break. Something a little bit different, something I think you'll really enjoy. No clues, but keep an eye out for it because I want your opinions once you've watched the video. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to receive notifications. And as always, come on you Spurs!